Hold on. Okay. My name's Gary Fowler. It's great to see everybody here today. And welcome to the GSD AI pitch event. I am honored to have some incredible startups and incredible judges from around the world joining us today. So the first, I'd like to have John Corovilla introduce himself. John, could you say
Gary,
words about yourself and the kind of things that are interesting for you?
hey Gary, thank you for having me on the show. You've got some interesting startups pitching today. So I've been a corporate warrior for almost 15 years, built some fabulous brands, won a con, then decided to be an entrepreneur. I have done 4 startups. One I exited, one startup IPO'd, one failed, and the 4th one is underway. I mentor a lot of startups with one unicorn and several on the path to success. Currently, I'm focusing on the prop tech space, which is a new sector that's coming up globally, and we pioneered that in India. So pleasure to be here and look forward to hearing some incredible startups today.
Thank you, John. Appreciate your time. Mark, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Glad to. So similar to John, a corporate career from Daimler-Benz, Hewlett-Packard to Microsoft. Retired 10 years ago from the corporate world, joined as an entrepreneur, built a couple of businesses. Most of them are still around and cash flow positive. Started investing as an angel investor about 7-8 years ago. I'm a member of the Alliance of Angels. Bill Gates' father founded that 25 years ago here in the Seattle area. I'm a member of the Swan Fund, Codex 3, and a bunch of other groups, investor groups. And I'm looking very much forward to see what's happening here in the AI space today.
Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate your time. And last but not least, Eduardo.
Hello, guys. Hi, Gary. I mean, an absolute pleasure to be here, actually. My background is basically has been investment banking, private equity, venture capital. I've been investing myself, also running the operations of a large U.S. family office in EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa, actually. We invest in a number of businesses. We sit in a number of boards of directors because we like to put smart money into work, actually. And also have experience on investor relations. I'm a mentor also in a number of startups, not only in Europe, but also in the US and in Asia. And I'm also a professor in a number of MBAs here in Spain. So yeah, very, very happy to be here.
So we have India represented today, the US represented today, and Europe. Thanks. So I'd like to start. So the format is they're going to do 5-minute pitches and then 5 minutes to give the feedback to the startup. Okay, Nick, you there?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm here.
So
you hear me?
These are the judges, and they're covering a vast territory, geography. We've got from India, from the European Union, and from the US. So Nick, I'll just say a couple words about Nick. Nick is actually the co-creator of Viber. So if you know the messaging app Viber, he is actually the double PhD co-creator of that. He's an expert in encryption and artificial intelligence. So Nick, if you could talk about IREX, that would be great.
Thank you, Gary, for making my intro. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah.
So here it is. Can you see it? Can you see my screen?
It's coming up now. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So,
Nick,
so I'm one of the
5 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm one of the 3 co-founders of IREX and CTO. So at IREX, we built an AI-powered security and safety platforms for smart cities. And the problem we're tackling is a global problem. So we fight pandemics, terrorism, mass shooting, crowds. And we do it by building a cloud platform that brings surveillance and collaborative security. So let me explain what is this. So IREX is a cloud platform that collects data from cameras, sensors, and humans. It analyzes this data in real time with AI algorithm in the cloud and generate big data. So this data becomes searchable and actionable and available to unlimited users through a collaboration platform, in particular Messenger. So this Messenger can build group chats, so one can receive an alert in a group chat, and users from different organizations can collaborate. They can work on an accident, they can upload evidence, video, and photo, and this data is also processed by IREX and becomes available to all cloud audience. So in-house, we have built many AI models, including facial recognition engine. By the way, it's ranked #1 among all the US companies. We have vehicle identification, behavioral analytics. We do traffic analysis, threat detection like early smoke detection, and audio alarms. So our traction is that we deployed the system in a large scale in 5 countries. We have generated 3 million in revenue last year. We did 2nd European Games, which are a large event than Winter Olympics. We have 15 million in signed contracts and $250 million in our sales pipeline. We have built a patent and trademark portfolio. We have built a channel distribution network with Intel, Software AG, HP, and other public companies. And our team is 95 people, including 25 AI engineers and scientists. So we build a global business. We are active in 15 countries, and we're in production in 5 countries. So our nearest competitor is Verkada. They're also in cloud video surveillance and analytics. The problem with Verkada is that they require their own cameras to be deployed. This doesn't work with large users. They will never replace all the existing cameras and log themselves to one Verkada brand. Also, Verkada doesn't offer a private cloud deployment option, as we do. And also, they have a limited feature set in law enforcement. Verkada, IREX has a very strong offering in surveillance, surveillance, and different collaboration tools. So our team has the right combination of skills in AI, security, and operational experience. My colleagues have worked at Apple. They provided security to 5 US presidents. They worked in the US Army and rooted 3 unicorns, such as ClickSoft. So at this stage, we're raising 15 million for global expansion and product development. So this is my summary. So I'm happy to take questions right now.
Okay, good. That's 4 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I can. Okay, so let's go to questions.
Yeah, judges.
Thank you, Nikolai. Just quickly jumping in. It's great to see an end-to-end pitch deck that actually makes sense, and you put it in 4 minutes. So congratulations. I think I got the problem, I got the solution, I got the story, I got the competitive environment. So that's really good. So a couple of quick questions. You mentioned, so I know that the Chinese do a lot on facial recognition over the last decade, for sure. And I saw one of your partners is Inspur. So tell me a little bit more about how you're comparing to the Chinese competitors and what your partnership and strategy is over there, please.
Right. Well, of course, the Chinese are #1 in facial recognition and video surveillance now. While they're lagging a bit in cloud software, so we think the quality, the product, the IREX is more solid from the engineering viewpoint. But the markets are not into they are very separated, because Europe and US will never use the Chinese technology at the core for security applications, and in the same way we'll never go to China, because they have got already this ecosystem well established. So I don't think we will compete because of the geography. But from the technology viewpoint, we are on the same level. Regarding Inspur, so we have this collaboration because we buy a lot of hardware if our clients require us to provide the hosting infrastructure, and this is where this collaboration came from. And also Inspur is responsible for a large number of smart cities in China, and we agreed that we run some pilots with Inspur in China, although I'm a bit skeptical about going there, but we were trying.
So, Nikolai, John here from India. I completely agree with Mark. Excellent, short, crisp, to the point presentation. As disclaimer, I want to tell you, when I used to run a fund, I invested in a company called Videonetics, which in 3 years moved from $200,000 revenue to $8 million revenue with a gross margin, EBITDA of 49%. So it's a great space to be in. But when we looked at that company, and I'm no longer an investor, so that's the other part of the story. When we looked at that company, we found companies from Russia, Colaxonsoft, we had Milestone, we had Genetic, all solving the same problem. So how I know I saw IPs, but how are you? What's your GTM strategy, which is going to actually make you smarter and get off faster?
Well, this is so all these platforms that were developed at the beginning of 2000s, they rely on a non-cloud architecture. Although Milestone and Genetec, they are actively working on moving the infrastructure to the cloud, but I think they are 5 years behind Verkada and IREX. It's the change of paradigm has shifted. So many enterprises and governments are moving infrastructure to the cloud, and it's very important to build a problem from scratch for the cloud. Bearing in mind that users can be on different platforms, they are mobile, etc. So I think right now we are not feeling competition with classic video management companies such as Milestone and Genetec, because these worlds, clouds and non-cloud worlds, are not living together.
Okay, and what's your GTM strategy? Your go-to-market strategy?
Yeah. So in the US, we have started with stadiums. We believe that this is this is where we can generate the biggest value due to pandemics, due to the security concern in this area. And then we will gradually expand to smart cities. Having these track records will easily get us to the level to talk to different governors and state authorities. In Europe, we work with cloud providers. We sell directly, and as I said, at the moment we have 15 countries in our pipeline where we had a direct relationship with end users. So yeah. So did I answer the question?
Yep, good. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I also would like to put that, by the way, Nikolai, that definitely I think that this is probably one of the largest, I would say, one of the verticals with the largest market potential in the upcoming years. And I think that Gary mentioned it yesterday in a call with other company that we had, that those digitization plans that companies have for the next 10 years will be implemented probably in just a few months. And I think that this company, if you do the right things, and in order to merge also the technology with facial recognition systems, and also to leverage on that potential that 5G networks and new computing capacity have right now, actually, I think that with this COVID thing, in order to identify cases and particular group of risks in Europe, in US, and in Asia, I think that is probably one of the most interesting companies that I have seen recently, honestly. So congrats for that, actually. Also, the pitch has been punchy, and I really liked, as in the case of Mark, the strategy that you have with partnerships. I mean, I think that being close to the correct partners, it's critical in this market, definitely.
All right. Thanks, Nick. We appreciate it. Thanks, judges. Okay.
Thank you for the positive feedback.
And by the way, I gotta say,
good
Nikolai,
point.
that we are also very, very deep and heavily invested in artificial intelligence, because we are, the owners of Hands-on Robotics, Sophia the robot. So you gotta check her on YouTube.
Well, thank you. Well, I will follow up.
Thank you. Okay. Aparna? Aparna?
Hey, hi there.
Okay, I would like to introduce you to Aparna. So,
Hi, everyone.
a little disclaimer on this. Aparna and I have known each other, I don't know, seems like forever, huh, Aparna?
A little over a year, Gary.
Yeah, and although it seems longer. Anyhow, so Aparna is just a little bit about her Stanford MBA. She was top executive in Yahoo and also eBay, and she came to this problem from some of her own experiences. So with that, Aparna, would you like to get started?
Great. So I'm
You have 5 minutes.
Share screen here.
Okay.
All right. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Right. Hi. Thanks, Gary, for the opportunity. Hi, everyone. As Gary mentioned, I have been in the industry for several years. I started my career as a programmer, pretty much grew through ranks, ran global teams for Yahoo, eBay, managed media verticals for Yahoo, each of them like news, sports, and finance, and scaled them from what they were to what they became as number 1, number 2 properties in the world, generating upwards of $500 million in revenue during the golden years of Yahoo, of course. And at eBay, I was primarily responsible for building their entire backend artificial intelligence related data platforms that actually helped with a lot of search optimization on the eBay platform. So come with the background. I took a long sabbatical from eBay to kind of do the next thing that I wanted to do in my life. And Zemply was born out of it. What Zemply is an AI-powered elderly care platform for aging in place. What we do is we enable elderly to live in their own homes for as long as they want and provide them the health, well-being, and safety so that improves the quality of their life as they pass through the twilight years of their life. I created this product from my own need as being a remote caregiver for my parents who live in India. So real quick highlights here. We are one of the fastest growing aging place healthcare AI solution in US today. The COVID-19 actually created this unprecedented demand surge for us just in the last 6 weeks. And we had people, we were like tracking at 20, 30 signups per month. And overnight, we are looking at a pipeline that's totaling up to 29,000 signups, and which brings us very close to a run rate of 3.2 million ARR. So we are sort of seeking an immediate funding. It's kind of an out of turn request because we want to be able to address this demand and grow our market share. And then the timing wise, while our plans were to go to a Series A, we are positioning ourselves, refactoring our calendar so that, we can go raise a Series A fairly quickly so that we can scale to the right level. Quick highlight there, ready to go, all ops in place. We have rockstar team. Gary is a co-founder, and we'll walk through that a little bit down the line. And recently we won a lot of awards and recognitions. What is the problem? The worldwide, the number of people age 65 and above in the world today is higher than than the number of people aged 5 and under. So as you can see, the population demographics by themselves are shifting the challenge of aging. More people are living longer. They're also living longer with a lot of diseases. And in the U.S., it's a huge problem because the insurance plays a big role in this. And what is happening is that the insurance coverage is diminishing while cost of care is rising. So a lot of families are taking on the pressure of providing this care, which of course is not a quantified number today, but estimated to be $250 billion. And this is creating a huge opportunity for us because private pay for healthcare in the US is starting to take a turn, and we're seeing that shift happen as we speak. So what are we? We are an aging in place platform. We are a traditional IoT sensor, AI, ML kind of app. What we do is we equip homes with sensors, and these sensors are triangulating motion data and contact data. And data goes into the cloud. We run some algorithms on top of the cloud, and the biggest thing we do is keep the family informed and engaged through a set of alerts. We are not a wearable, and I want to call that out because wearables wearables lose their utility for especially as you get older. A lot of cognitive issues will prevent elders from sticking to the schedule of putting something on their body or walking around with something.
30 seconds, Aparna.
So our main value proposition is we give peace of mind for families, caregivers, and facilities. Of course, that is powered by a robust AI system that knows who to alert, when to alert, and what to alert for. We have a strong team. That is me. I've already talked to you about it. Louis is our lead engineer. And he comes with the right background, both on the hardware side and the software side. And then Marshall, who's our head of sales, has been responsible for helping us get through this pipeline. Huge market in the US. Obviously, a lot of industry shifts are happening now in the light of what COVID has exposed as gaps or.
Aparna, we're out of time. What's the ask?
And we are trying to raise $2 million in seed round right now to help us address this COVID surge that we have acquired.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Definitely a very, very interesting space, and thanks for the engaging presentation, Aparna. I really appreciate it. I think we probably have some joint contacts in the eBay and Yahoo environment, but I'll do that later. Some questions about security and privacy. What's your approach? What's your compliance plan? Do you have some auditing going on?
So what has been easy for us is we're not a video feed. We've kind of stayed away from being a video camera because technology has not been an issue there. It's the user adoption. There's a huge reservation to having a video in the home, especially because a large population, significant population of this category ends up being female, and women outlive men as they get older. So there's a huge resistance to having video in the house. So most of the data we're collecting comes through, motion sensors and open sensors, which is fairly harmless. And we believe that we have been successful because of the fact that we're not a video.
And what's your pre-money valuation you're raising the $2 million on?
We're valuing it at $14 million right now.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Aparna, John here. Sorry, Edward. Go ahead.
No, go on, John. Go on.
So, Aparna, this is a much neglected space. It's almost blue ocean. Great opportunity. Some questions to you. What is the cost of deployment? What's the BOM cost? And what's your recurring revenue?
So we are currently charging anywhere from $80 to $100 per month. We're a SaaS business, so we charge as software as a subscription. It costs us $250 to $400 to deploy the equipment in the house, in all inclusive, all in. And the reason I say it's because it depends on the size of the home. If it's a smaller home, it's more, on a lesser side because the number of components that go in will be lesser. So our basic recovery time is almost 3 to 4 months after we install. And we also recently got a Medicare code for this. So we will now be able to bill Medicare through physician engagement, which makes the revenue stream fairly steady for us. So it becomes a traditional insurance-backed product.
Who deploys it?
So there are two options. The product itself is easy. If we ship it, people can actually peel the stickers and stick sensors on the wall. It's fairly easy to deploy. We also work with caregivers who are already in these homes who take the package and can help with the installation as well. And we have strategic partnerships and talking to a few installation partners as if needed. Installation is charged to the client, so it's not cost to us. We just pass it, we just refer the installer and they go in. The thing that we have to the thing that is important for us is to make sure that the installer is highly trustworthy, because sometimes, there are cases where these people go in, where the environment is not super friendly. There are a lot of old rich people, and there are issues with people stealing things away. So the working with partners helps us because they do background checks and have vetted resources that go in. And caregivers obviously are the best because they already have a trusted relationship with the client.
Thank you.
No, I think I gotta say, Aparna, that your experience in marketing in Yahoo and also at eBay definitely reflects on the pitch. I mean, the quality is good, actually, very, very good, actually. So congrats. No, definitely. I mean, fully agree with you. I mean, this particular sector, I mean, in Spain has been heavily hit with this COVID thing. I don't know if you are aware, but or if you have plans to expand and make it scalable to Europe or the European Union. But actually, here problems not only in the public sector but also in the private sector has been massive. I mean, it has been a number of old people dying literally alone at their homes on our retirement castles because of this. So basically, this pandemic has been tremendous here in Spain. No measures, nothing to properly identify the risks. So applications and services such as this one actually will have definitely a tremendous demand and market potential. Actually, there has been a number of companies that right now are trying to develop their own ones because there's nothing in the market. So right now, actually, I believe that companies such as yours, it is definitely a tremendous opportunity to expand the business into Europe, and particularly in Spain and in other countries.
Yeah, thank you. And our vision is to go global. We have actually had people from France and Belgium reach out to us. France is a huge problem because some of the aging homes have no AC, and when they have hot summers, they have these cases.
We're at time now.
Yeah, but we are open. We're still early stage, so a lot, complete carte blanche here on how we want to take the company.
Yeah, I would like to properly discuss that in the future, Aparna, definitely, because I think that I can help you out.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Definitely.
There's
a number of people looking for these kind of services.
Thanks, Aparna.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks so much.
Okay. Yuri.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Yuri. So anyhow,
Hi everyone.
We try to keep this on time, so we've run a little bit late. If you could, you have 5 minutes. So Yuri, if you could just start the presentation. Your judge is John Eduardo.
Let me share the screen so we will be able to just start.
Okay.
Give me a second. Do you see my screen?
Yes.
And now, do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so gentlemen and ladies, thank you for having me today. My name is Yuri Vlaso. I'm founder of What's Battery, and let me present our product. There will be no perfect day of self-sustainable future. No one cares about environmental pollution or global warming anymore. The main question that worries everyone today is how to survive when everything is crashing down under epidemic and no one able to supply you with resources like water, food, and energy except you yourself. The year 2020 brought understanding that nothing is secured before you will do it. No infrastructure, no delivery, nothing. Seclusion, a decline of globalization, will lead the increase in individual or small community self-sustainability demand. Accessible solar storage product will bring sustainable energy to mass market and the fast becoming recognizable source of economic stimuli. Google already increased 100% research in solar. BlackRock signed out of fossil fuel investment. Europe pledged 1 trillion to Green Deal. But let's back to our reality and think what solutions we have today to secure our energy independence. Actually, there is no one simple device to solve this issue. Complexity of existing solutions preventing simple and reliable independent power supply. But no matter what will happen in the world, we have ultimate power source, the sun, at least for next 5 billion years. To overcome complexity problem and provide independent energy solution to people, we at Watts Battery have built first user-friendly solar home power system. DIY simple installation for solar charging, no site preparation, no wall drilling, true all-in-one solution. Scales like Lego blocks. AI-powered energy management system, lightweight and portable, app control. Forecasted market size will reach 152 billion by 2024. The US solar industry expected to add more solar panels in 2020 than any other previous year. EV project M&A flows were the only bright spot in global solar funding in first quarter of 2020. Industry sees continuing growth throughout the year, despite the COVID pandemic. We have proven a simple business model with focus on mass market, B2B sales to solar implementers, DIY stores, and government. Premium app subscription for AI-powered self-driving energy management system. Data monetization, like outages prediction, predictive analytics, distributed energy resource mapping, peak shaving, and other utility-related services. Our product is developed with patented technology secured in 12 countries, including USA. We already contracted almost 2.5 million in sales in emerging markets. And just in 3 months in US, we sold to Department of Transportation, almost signed a contract with Florida Power and Light, and in negotiation with US Army for providing mobile energy backup solution. Our global production runs in US, Europe, and Asia, supported with Panasonic as a battery supplier. Our business ethics is confirmed with B Corp certification, and our product labeled as one of top 1,000 global energy efficient solutions by Solar Impulse Foundation. The True Edge, the first market energy solution that ensures continuity of energy and market dominance with all-in-one solutions that meet consumers' demand for ease of use and renewable energy. Our team, represented by 20 tech stars with business, AI, hardware, and software background, over 3 billion in customer traction. Led by Gary Fowler, a marketing guru and AI serial entrepreneur. Mike Dokuchaev, visual master and designer. Derek Distenfield, the game changer in the startup world with 15 years of experience in bringing ideas to life. And me, who has enough experience in fossil fuel industry to foresee the future without it. We are fueling our growth to reach 36 million in sales by 2024, 2022. Sorry. For achieving that goal, we are injecting 5 million to invest in US sales and marketing expansion. Watts Battery will become a product of mass transition to renewable energy. And more of that, I can just show you. The real product if you will let me. Okay, do you see me? I just want to show you the product. So here you can see there is the one. So this is as simple as it is. So I just increased the battery capacity and the power 2 times from 1 kilowatt of power to 3.
Okay, that's it, Yuri. Thank you, judges.
Thanks.
Any comments?
Yeah, sure.
Yuri,
Sure.
go ahead.
No, basically, I mean, Yuri, thanks for the presentation. Definitely, it goes to the point. I mean, you showed the market size, competitive environment, also dynamics, which with COVID probably everything has changed recently. It is definitely renewable sector and energy is a sector where pretty much everyone wants to be. Economies and countries are heavily investing in this particular arena. In the US, also in the European Union, Spain, an exception. Also, we have a number of companies that have been deployed and deploying and that will deploy definitely in the future these kind of technologies. But something that concerns me and as a personal opinion, because I have requested, for example, for different installators in order to deploy and install these kind of things at my home, actually, is that usually they are quite expensive, okay, compared to the savings that you have. I mean, you basically are allowed to recover the money that you invested in around 20-25 years right now, actually, with current prices. Particularly, I'm talking about Spain, okay? So and with COVID pandemics, I don't know how you see the market, because it is going to be hard, actually. And something that also concerns me regarding the competitive environment is that yeah, I mean, the sector has been experiencing a tremendous growth, actually, and that means that a number of companies from Asia, from the US, from the European Union will be competing. So I mean, the competitive environment and competition will be fierce. So you have to be aware and know very well which differs between your technology and the technology that others are offering, or if you want to specialize in some specific niches, because it's going to be hard, honestly.
Thanks, Eduardo. Actually, I can add some information here. Actually, we started development of our product in 2015, and we absolutely know every company in the world. And we have we had advantage to see how they are developing and to not do mistakes that they made. And we actually made our product. So this one, what you see, is actually just was revealed at the very beginning of 2019. So before, we just like experimenting with different versions, trying to first trying to overcome Tesla, then trying to overcome Samsung, then Zonen, then BYD. Then we just sit and think, okay, we need something that will definitely solve the problem, not of engineering company who wants to sell to customer, but solve the problem of customers who just want a simple solution without actually ruining the whole house with installation, a lot of wires, etc. And also, it is quite interesting when you have energy source in your house.
1 minute, Yuri.
Which you are able to use as well outside your house. So we, compared to everything that now in the market, we are in between the stationary and portable world, and we are the only one solution today.
Which is great. Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
So one quick feedback, Yuri, just on sound. You should need to work on your microphone. There's some background noise, so it makes it a little bit harder. So if you did,
sorry, thanks.
I just want to make sure to focus on that one. It's distracting, but otherwise it was a good tip. I would like to see more about your competition. I mean, Tesla, of course, is in the market, but there's another company we are looking at called Jewel from Idaho. They're in the space, they're supplying events. So I just want to see if you're going into that space, who are the competition, how do they work on? And what's the valuation you're raising at?
Of course, we will be happy if dilution will be at around 15%.
You're thinking about, was it like a 50 million pre, or what is it?
It's around 35.
35 pre. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Yuri. We appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, judges, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy schedules today. Really appreciate it. And this is our first pitching event, and I appreciate each and every one of you participating in our event. And so what do you think?
I think that pretty tremendous, startups actually to start actually. I mean, for just first one, it's gonna be a tremendous, impression. Has caused a tremendous impression to me actually. I mean, there are a couple of companies that definitely I would like to speak with them because I really like that. Yeah. So congrats, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, what we're looking for is revenue producing that have the chance to skyrocket. So what we want to do is we're dressing them up. So, each one of these, and we've got, more out there, but each one of these are potential. So if you see something that's interesting and you're interested in investing or you have questions, let us know, or, you can contact them directly. We would appreciate it. Mark, anything?
Absolutely. So Gary, thanks for inviting me. As investors, we're getting so many pitches all the time, but having it pre-curated and making sure they are all well prepared, they have their story together, makes a huge difference. So I'm always a little bit wary when I'm getting invited to be a judge. So what's coming out of here? But I think we had very solid pitches from all companies. I learned a lot today. I really appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to engage with some of the founders a little bit more.
That sounds great. John?
Gary, one company that stood out both from the market opportunity and the quality of leadership was Aparna's Zempli. I think it's a space that is highly neglected. So you should look at a company. So we were looking at investing in a company called Sotera Wireless, based out of the US, which we are bringing to India to address this segment. And this is a huge segment. And, there are early wins. For example, Aparna herself is a non-resident Indian. And, there are 30 million non-resident Indians. That's a market that everybody is worried about because parents are in India and they're sitting in the US or in Europe. I think there are great early wins happening there. So I like them. Biddies needs a lot more work because it's a highly cluttered space. I know Naveen Tiwari, who's the founder of InMobi very well. So I know that they've made leaps and bounds into the space and they're automating almost everything. IREX, again, his information was incorrect. Genetech, Videonetics, AxonSoft all have moved to the cloud, but that's a huge space again, and security is going to be a serious issue. And facial recognition has various derivatives. For example, in India, a company has actually worked with the traffic police to do recognition of people not wearing seat belts, not wearing helmets, and direct connect to credit cards for debits. So that again it's a great space.
That's kind of scary.
Sorry?
That's kind of scary. If you have your seatbelt off, you get a ticket for your credit card. That's amazing. That's an efficient system. I'm not sure I wanted that efficient.
Watts Battery, again, the competition set was not well understood. There are companies in India who are selling similar products at about $400 to $500. So I was not very clear on the competitive set, and his secret sauce didn't come through. But overall, great companies, highly curated. So congratulations and thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate it. All right, guys, thanks so much. As always, it's great having you as part of the show. These are ongoing. By the way, audience, we just found out that Guy Kawasaki has agreed to be part of the show, and also the head of smart cities for Intel globally, the global manager of smart cities, Samir, has also agreed to come on the show. So I appreciate all the support out there. I appreciate the incredible judges, and let's go get stuff done and work together. So thanks a lot. Thanks for joining the show, and talk to you later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. And congrats, and look forward to being the following one. Okay.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye. Cheers.